Or, okay, well, you've already started. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Or, okay, well, you've already started. Okay, good.
Hi, everyone. Here, we're doing a quick for us, which is within or less than 20 minutes, because Shannon has a meeting in 22 minutes.
That's right.
I'm no longer in Arizona. You're still in Jersey, back in
Correct.
the Bay Area. And today we're going to be talking about doom and gloom in your business and how to deal with it. Not doom and gloom in your business, but the doom and gloom in the world and depressing shit in the world and how to deal with that and not let that impact your business. Okay, so Shannon, do you want to like start us off?
Um, sure. Why not? Um, I was just thinking about how the world's current state and the events in the world are impacting folks and in their businesses, for example, and their inability or unwillingness to create money because of what's going on outside of their control, right? And so they've kind of absorbed that and made it like solely something that um, kind of prevents them from like moving forward, right? Well, I can't because X is going on in the world, or oh, I can't because Y is going on in the world. And using that, I believe, for a lot of folks as a excuse. A excuse is the word that I use with my kids when they're trying to give a reason, but it's an excuse. So they come up with an excuse,
I love
right?
that.
They're using it as like, a reason for being unable, unwilling, and there's this inability to create money and to blossom and grow their businesses. And obviously, if you're not, you're in business to make money. So if you are using all these excuses, then your business isn't growing and then you're not making any money. And then we go into this doom cycle of like, the world sucks, and I suck because my business sucks and I'm not making any money. I'm not being successful in my business, and on and on and on it goes. And I really think that there are ways in which you can approach this that, and I know you're going to get into this, that really enables you to continue to build your business, to continue to show up, to continue to serve, to continue to make money, because that is the reason why you started. I know we love to say that, oh, I only do this because it's fun and it's great and it's a passion and I love serving people. That's wonderful. But part of that reward sometimes shows up in your bank account as well. And that makes it even that much more rewarding for a lot of us because then we can do more things. We can create more. You know what I mean? You can serve more, you can help more, you can dig even deeper into the passion. So I'm just like really, I want people to become aware of what their excuses are, especially when they're saying it's what's going on in the world around them. So what do you think about that?
Yeah, no, that's so good. I first of all, I love the risk cues.
Yeah.
'Cause I love making up words, my own words.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with all of that. And something that I came to in my own work around codependency, former people pleaser, recovering people pleaser here. Um, you know, it sounds good, right? Like it sounds good. I'm a martyr. I am not going to move forward in my business because of what's going on in the world. You know, and as women, we're socially conditioned into that. That's what, the same forces that keep us small, the same forces that keep us not talking about money, the same forces that like keep us in this martyrdom role, the patriarchy, i.e., are the same, are all the same, right? And we don't want to be in a codependent relationship with the world.
Mm.
I'm only going to be okay when the world is okay.
Wait a second. Say that again. We don't want to be in a codependent relationship with the world.
Yeah,
Thanks. I love that.
right? Because who does that really serve? Okay, so let's just go there. Like I share with my clients, let's just grow there, right? Because people are trying to be positive and like let's just let's just grow there for a second. Okay? So let's say you shut your business down because you're being a martyr and it looks good to the world and you're a good woman. You're a good woman entrepreneur. You're so you're so good. I don't even know what a right. Let's grow there. Okay, you shut your business down. You're a good woman entrepreneur. Everybody thinks you're such a martyr. And then what's happening with your money? Where's that coming from? And more importantly, what's happening to your folks, your community that you have been serving? What's the recourse for their and I'm talking specifically to, women coaches, healers, and entrepreneurs, right? Who are working in healing and helping, right? Like serving. Who wins there?
Yeah,
Nobody.
because less money is not the answer.
Right.
Like when is that the answer? Right? Like
Mhm.
I know we love to say in society that money doesn't solve all our problems and
Right.
that's not the only thing we need, but having less money is not the answer. It's
No,
not. That
no.
is not going to cure the world of the ills, right? Of like and then subsequently enable you to decide like yeah, you are going to get better with business and you're going to be able to focus and like what? No. Less money is not the answer. In fact, then you're creating other problems, more
Right.
problems.
Right. Exactly. So where we want to be, and we've, you know, we've talked about different things in this podcast. I'm just going to call it a podcast because YouTube lives, whatever. Um, we've talked about different things, right? You've talked about ass, you've talked about, right, these different acronyms, you've talked about community, you've talked about support, we've talked about, all of these different things of like um what do we really need, right, to grow a business, to grow our lives, to do this kind of work and to stay in this kind of work and use our businesses as a vessel to love on ourselves and not beat ourselves up, right? There's not guilt, taking the guilt out, taking the blame out, taking the shame out, right? So how do we then really look at this from another lens, right? Which is a boundaried lens, which is then, okay, how do we draw some boundaries with the world, right? And this is going to look different for, like for you than it is for me, right? Sometimes listen, Shannon and I, we love a luxury staycation.
Oh, God. Just the words make me happy.
Look at her face. We spend a lot of our time, well, not a lot, but okay, we talk about a lot about business, and we also are making sure that we're taking that luxury staycation. We're retreating, right? We're recharging our batteries, we're refueling, you're going to your lake house. I'm going to Arizona where I was for a month.
Mhm.
and whatever needs to happen so that you can come back and have a neutral relationship with the world, or even be able to talk about it without this heavy emotion. I mean, whether that's money, right? I mean, you've talked about, Shannon, like, hey, before we even get to neutral with money, let's just talk about it, right? If you're not in a good space because you're spinning about the world, you're not going to be in good space with your business, and you're not going to be making the types of decisions that you need to be making in order to move your business forward. Because you're going to be making those decisions of shutting it down.
Yeah, and listen, if you have decided to embark upon this entrepreneurial journey, you've got to be prepared to be in this for a while. I don't care what you're seeing on social media where people just come in and then they suddenly got a $2 billion exit and now, and they've only had the business for 6 minutes. Like, stop it. Stop it. You need to build that muscle, right? Like you're going to be in it for a while. And you can decide if you want to beat the fuck out of yourself for the next 10 years while you're doing this, or 20 or 30, or however long you intend to do this. You can choose how you want to do it and how you want to feel throughout the process. Because if you're going to let the world beat you up all the way through, I can tell you, the journey is difficult enough as it is.
Right.
But if you're going to now use the world as your excuse to beat you up, and then that in turn is going to cause you to create less, produce less, serve fewer, make less money, then you're going to feel like a piece of crap.
Right.
So you've got to decide, like right now, that, hey, if I'm going into this thing, if I'm already in this thing, if I want to expand upon this thing, I'm not saying put blinders on and not be aware or sensitive to what's going on in the world, but you've got to create those boundaries that you were talking about to preserve yourself. You're not going to just run yourself into the ground. And so, yeah, when we talk about super duper luxe stuff, luxe vacations, staycations, sometimes it's for a week, sometimes it's for a month, sometimes for a long weekend, whatever the case may be, and wherever you are financially, you need to carve out what makes sense for you so that you can continue growing. So it may not be, oh, I'm renting this gorgeous house on Wander, or I'm staying
Mhm.
at the Four Seasons. It may not be that. It may be you're at this cute Marriott. It may be you're in your house and you just get really good food and you make real and just hang out and make really good stuff and like read and listen to good music or whatever it is to enable you to recharge. That's what's important. And you've got to be honest with yourself and say, am I looking at the world as the reason for why I'm not doing what I need to do and want to do and doing it well? Or am I just fucking around? Like, what is really going on? Seriously, you got to be honest with yourself, right? You got to be honest.
And in honesty, and let's be fully transparent, like Shannon and I were not, I mean, I think we had an episode on this, right? We don't have all the answers. We also are not braver than the next person, but we know this about us as humans, that we cannot be the Brads and Chads running on Red Bull working 24/7.
Yeah, well, we're also not 22 living in our parents' basement, like
Right.
with responsibilities, right? Like, so that too, that energy and that drive for what? Like, I don't, you've got to know where you're going. I'm not trying to create $1 billion business. If I wanted to, yeah, I could ramp it up. I could turn up the heat. But what the fuck for? I don't want that. I want to be able to continue doing the luxury things. And I feel no way about saying that. I
Right.
do.
Right. So, you know, the thing here is, I mean, to bring it back, right? Like there is a virtuous cycle that we can create, right? So when you're able to draw some boundaries with the world. And it could be a lot of things, right? Listen, we're humans, right? So, and as women humans, we're socially conditioned to not have fucking any boundaries with anybody
Mm,
and to do all the work, right? And to do all the things and to be the martyr of all the things, right? And that serves no one, right? So when you're safe, everyone around you is safer, right? So it's a very virtuous cycle, right? So when you take your time out, right? Like it's if it's a book in bed, if it's at the Marriott, if it's I know you often go to a cafe, Shannon, right? And when you take that time out for yourself or time in, rather, right? Then it's a virtuous cycle. You can start really thinking, through your thoughts about the world and drawing some boundaries of the world, with your clients, with your business, right? And it's very virtuous. Then your business is actually going to grow, not fear-based, but love-based, right?
yeah.
And it's going to keep this virtuous cycle, and it's going to be this upward spiral, right? Of like what you were saying, more money, more clients, more, right? And this is really the alignment piece, right? Because when you're in a codependent relationship with the world, that's out of alignment,
Mm.
right? Okay, so we've got like 4 more minutes.
All right. Let's yeah, we should. Hey, first of all, everyone hit the subscribe button. Please do that. Like this video, leave a comment, share, subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. Like, let us know what you want to hear, what you want us to talk about. We love talking to you guys. We obviously love talking to each other. I really am committed, especially with this topic, is getting more and more people to tip the scales so that they have more of the boundary time and they control it. Like you control the boundaries that you set up for yourself. But I want folks to have more of that time. I want them to have more of it sooner. I want them to do it on a bigger scale, on a greater level. As you know, I have my webinar coming up next week, a week from today at 11 Eastern, and it's 40 is the new 65. Say goodbye to your 9 to 5. But the concept there is I want people to know that you can stop doing this, whatever it is, whether you love it or not, whenever you want, and be comfortable having more of that time to enjoy life, right? A lot sooner than what we're thinking we can, a lot sooner than, when people have dictated we should. I just think that getting in touch with yourself and knowing that, hey, being honest, I want to have this time to do more of the things that I want to do. And I think that's key. That's really key. Kyla, can you talk just really quickly about your upcoming retreat? The one that's available, because I know you have a few that are already sold out. But which is great. And you guys snoozed, you lost out. So now listen up now because there's an opportunity for another one, right? Like this is what I'm talking about. Don't come with the excuses. You've got to make the decisions, right? And if you're like, oh, a retreat would sound really nice, then get back into your business. Don't focus on what's going on in the world that could potentially impact you. Yes, you need to be aware, but you also need to be aware that you need to give yourself an opportunity to thrive. And the only way to do that is to get away. And I don't just only mean physically, but mentally, emotionally, get away so that you can rejuvenate. So tell them a little bit about your next retreat, the next available retreat.
Yeah, so we have two coming up. Thank you for reminding everybody. So the October one is a business constellations intensive retreat. We're doing like a three-day in person. My husband and I are catering all of the food. It's really, really beautiful, soul nourishing food. And it's 3 days of really looking at the soul of your business. You're going to walk away with a sacred business blueprint. You're going to walk away with a plan. You're going to walk away with clarity around your next offer, your next program, your next launch, whatever that may be. And then the one in November is around body and food and not being in a codependent relationship with food and um, you know, what we perceive to be the ideal body shape, body type, as prescribed to us by the
Mm,
patriarchy, society, and all of that. And so there's we have just opened up applications for the November one, for the October one, and they're both in California in the Bay Area. The October one, we have a couple of commuter spots left. The on-site spots are sold out. The November body one, we and food one, we have it's we're just opening up the applications. So
I
you're
love it.
welcome to come and retreat with us. And thank you for being with us here today on YouTube.
Reach out to Kyla to find out more about these upcoming retreats. October and November, you heard the different retreats. They sound fantastic. This is an opportunity for you guys. So by all means, reach out to her. Comment below. Let us know what you thought about this conversation. Again, let us know if there's something more you want us to talk about, something else. Give us all the information. And of course, we want you to like and subscribe to our channel. And listen, if you guys want to come to, and I know you want to retire early, then show up to my webinar next Thursday. It's free. I'm going to give you all of the tools, all of the secrets, everything that you need to do to retire early, much like I did, so that you can have more enjoyment in your life. All right?
And they can reach out to you for details about the webinar.
Absolutely. Shannon at the whole budget on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. What else do you guys want? TikTok. You know where to find me.
All right.